it's Jessie. Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another video and welcome back to my updated bookshelf tour. I am so excited because I asked you guys over on my Instagram what type of videos you wanted to see from me soon, and a bunch of you said a bookshelf tour, and I looked back because I was like, I didn't do one that long ago, and then it was actually in April, and since then my bookshelves have completely changed. I changed them up a little while ago, and then even more recently I've changed them again, so I am super excited to give you guys a little tour. We have this one, and then we have my little kind of romance and half TBR shelf in front of me where you're resting on. So we'll go through these ones first and then we'll go through the next one, and I'm not going to be going through TBR or anything like that because I do have a full physical TBR video from at the start of the summer, I believe, so we're not going to go through TBR. This is all like read books besides like one or two, and I like to keep authors and series together and stuff like that. So without further ado, maybe let's just get straight into it, I guess. So yeah, let's go. Okay, so here you can see the very top of my head and also my top shelf here. So this is kind of favourites and special editions. They're in no particular order, I guess, but I wanted to display all my special editions somewhere, especially like these ones here. These are like some of my Evernight and Waterstones exclusive editions. I wanted to display them because I had a bunch of them on my TBR because a lot of these are unread, but I thought I haven't paid £25 for a book for it to sit on my TBR cart for an unknown amount of time, so I do very much want to display them and have them out and, you know, enjoy them because I bought them for a reason and they are absolutely gorgeous for one. So yeah, I'm super excited to have them. I am going to go in depth in this tour, so let's start pulling them out. So the first one we have here is In the Lives of Puppets by TJ Klune. I have to hold it up, like this is like above my head right now, but this is the really gorgeous Waterstones exclusive edition, and it is also signed, which is super duper fun. This was one of my favourite books of last year, but it didn't make it into my best of the year because I read it like the last book that I read in 2023 was that one, and it was a 5-star. I really loved it, so I was very much happy about that. Then here we have my Waterstones edition of The Last Murder at the End of the World by Stuart Turton. I really enjoyed this one as well. This was like a 4.5 or something, but it's got really gorgeous sprayed edges, and it's also got like a signed map at the front. So yeah, really gorgeous edition. I love that one, and these two are probably two of my favorites. I think they're absolutely stunning, just like the ombre on this one, like the little house, the trees, everything about it I just adore. Then here we've got the 4 Evernight books I've got so far, which is Illumicrate's horror subscription, and I haven't read any of these yet, which is terrible. But here we have Last to Leave the Room by Caitlin Starling. These are all like alternate covers as well, but these are gorgeous and they are also all signed. Then here we have my favourite, which is Murder Road. I love the like comic style cover. Also the end pages in here are adorable, as well as the naked hardback is literally stunning. So this is like probably one of my favourite editions that I own, full stop. And then here we have the most recent one. This one is super duper gory, but it's so cool. I love the eyes on the side. I think it's really fun and definitely a little bit spooky ooky horror, but I think it's gonna be such a fun time when I do get around to it. Then finally we have The Invocations by Crystal Sutherland, which is like a little bit of a unique style, but I really like the drawing. It's like a really excellent like artwork, and then we've got a little skeleton on the side if you can see there. And then this one has also got a very cool naked hardback, some very cool end pages too. So those are all the sprayed edges that I have displayed in that little corner. And then we have here my prized possessions, my Hunger Games special editions. These are the like Scholastic ones that they did, and they sold out and I didn't get them and I was very upset, and then they came back in stock and I did. So we have the Hunger Games, Catching Fire, Mockingjay, and the Ballad of the Songbird and Snakes. They're all kind of like iterations on this style. I'm not going to get them all out. Then we have my special edition of If We Were Villains. This is the 5th anniversary edition, and it's got some like really gorgeous end papers. It's got a cute little naked hardcover symbol, and it's also got some illustrations throughout, if I can find one. Yeah, it's illustrated throughout, which is gorgeous. I love this book, so I'm very happy to have it up there. Then this one's not a special edition, but it is a favourite. It was my favourite standalone of last year, which is Bright Young Women by Jessica Null, and it's a gorgeous cover anyway, so I do love having it on this top shelf. And then finally here we have my Thursday Murder Club collection. We've got all 4 of the books in hardback and then the first 2 in paperback, and I've just got them there because I love them so much. So yeah, that is my little top favourites shelf, and probably it's definitely my favourite shelf like of the bookshelves, and then I think maybe the middle shelf I do quite like as well. So let's move down to the second shelf now. Okay, I think you guys are slightly at an angle, a little bit skewered, but I really hope it's not too noticeable. But this is my first kind of like genre themed shelf, and here we have my thriller mystery shelf. So I used to have them all organised by genre, but this is the only real one that I have left, I guess. But here we have some hardback thrillers. It definitely goes kind of thriller into mysteries here. So we've got Daisy Darker, which I did not love exactly. Now this is true, also didn't love. But then I have some questions for you, 0 Days and Wrong Place, Wrong Time, which I did enjoy all 3 of those. Then we have a dark stack of thrillers here. This is just kind of literally for aesthetic purposes. It would all be black if I had enough, but unfortunately I don't. So it is a little bit black and then kind of fading up into blue. But we've got Verity by Colin Hoover, Rock Paper Scissors by Alice Feeney, The Paris Apartment by Lucy Foley, Hidden Pictures by Jason Rekulak. We've got my paperback copy of If We Were Villains, Murder in the Family by Cara Hunter, The House Across the Lake by Riley Sager. Those 2 I absolutely loved, obviously, as well as If We Were Villains. Then Those People Next Door by Kia Abdullah, and The Castaways by Lucy Clark. So a little fun thriller stack. And then here we have a couple more thrillers before we get into mystery. We've got Ask for Andrea, which I absolutely adore. True Crime Story, again, another favourite. Then we've got The Hunting Party by Lucy Foley and Turn the Key by Ruth Ware, until we get into more mysteries here now. We've got the 2 books from the Dahlia Lively series. We've got 3 Dahlias and A Very Lively Murder. Then A Spoonful of Murder, which is like a cosy mystery series. Everyone in My Family Has Killed Someone, which I loved. That was very much fun at time. Notes on Execution. And then besides here, The Christmas Guest, we've got 2 Janice Hallett's, The Appeal and The Christmas Appeal, as well as The Mysterious Case of the Alberton Angels here. I do love Janice Hallett's books. She does like mixed media murder mysteries, which is so much fun. And then also Penance here was another favourite of mine, just because of the height. That's why it's here. Otherwise I would have the Janice Hallett's together, but alas, they're 3 different sizes, which is fine. I'm not bothered by it at all. But yeah, this is my mystery thriller shelf. I love it. I love the little stack. I love that we're at a similar height. It's just very cute. And I've also got my little Lego Ferrari car here, just for a place to put it. Doesn't really apply to any of the thrillers. I guess fast paced. Fast car, maybe? Who knows? Anyway, let's move down to one of my favourite shelves, to be honest. So this is the shelf where I actually start being really brave and moving away from just genre specific shelves and also only read book shelves. So this one I have done, I just love this shelf. I don't even know what it is about it. I just love it. So we've got Greek mythology section here, and then Frederick Backman, who's one of my favourite authors. We've got all of his together, and he kind of leans into Shark Heart, which is one of my favourite literary fictions ever. And then we go into horror here, and my really big Grady Hendrix collection, and then we go into non-fiction at the end. So like, it's really not organised that well, but like something about it I just adore. So I will start with the Greek mythology and like ancient history type books because I love them. Obviously, it's my new obsession. So this one is a favourite. This is Divine Might by Natalie Haynes, and I actually got this from a friend literally just for shipping because she had an extra copy, and this is the Waterstones exclusive edition. We've got some like cutie little end papers, a really gorgeous design, and then she is also signed in like a green blue pen, which is like not something I've seen before, but she is signed, and she's got the little like bookmark ribbon in here as well, which is absolutely stunning. But yeah, this is one of my favourite non-fictions. It's absolutely incredible. I love Natalie Haynes. Anything that woman writes, I will read. And then we have Atalanta by Jennifer Saint, which I haven't actually read, but like look at the spine. Jennifer Saint's spines are just absolutely stunning for like no reason. But yeah, that is here. Medea I've read and really enjoyed. Babylonia I have not read yet, but I'm really eager to. This is by Constanza Casati, and it's the really gorgeous Waterstones exclusive edition. She has got the really gorgeous end papers, as you can see if we focus on this, not my bookshelves, and there's end papers at the back as well. And then this one is actually signed. I went to Waterstones Piccadilly and I searched, and I ended up having to get the one in the window because it was the last one there. She had just done a signing there, and that was the only reason why they had the signed copy, so I was very excited to get one. So then here we have Clytemnestra, also by Constanza Casati, and then Ariadne by Jennifer Saint, the gorgeous spine again. Circe by Madeline Miller I have actually read, as well as Stoneblind by Natalie Haynes and Medusa by Jessie Burton. And then we move into Frederick Backman. He's one of my favourite authors, but I've only read 2 of his books. I've read Beartown and Anxious People, but Us Against You, A Man Called Ove, and My Grandmother Sends Her Regards and Apologies, which I believe is called My Grandmother Wants Me to Tell You She's Sorry, in a different editions for some reason. But those 3 I haven't read yet, and I really, really need to. Then we have Shark Heart, which is like my favourite literary fiction. I love it so much. It's a really, really gorgeous kind of like a magical realism story, and it's told really uniquely with like mixed media and like short paragraphs and stuff. Then we have Mr. Magic, which is just a fun horror book, and we move into Grady Hendrix, who I haven't liked his most popular stuff. I adore Horror Story and Final Girl Support Group, and I have this really fun edition of Have Still a Haunted House. It's just got regular black sprayed edges, but the signature in here is such a fun time. He's drawn like a little ghost saying hi. How cute is that? I thought that was literally like the cutest signature I've ever seen ever. So yeah, that is my little special edition, which I thought was adorable, and I just saw that in my local bookshop at uni, my local Waterstones, so I wasn't expecting to have really cute little special editions there, but they did. So yeah, then we go into some more horror, and I haven't read We Sold Our Souls, but that's the only one on this side. And then we go into non-fiction. We've just got 3 here because I've only actually read 3 non-fictions besides Divine Might that I own physically as well. Empire of Pain, my fave ever. It's just such an excellent book. And then 2 Dolly Aldertons, who I also really love. So yeah, I love this shelf. I don't know what it is about it. It's nothing special. It's just like absolutely stunning. It's got like so many of my favourite books. So I just feel very in love with it, and I like looking at it in my spare time. So yeah, that is my favourite shelf. And then moving down, we've gone so skew-if, but like the camera keeps automatically correcting itself, so I'm just gonna let it be. But here we have kind of fantasy. Honestly, I was just kind of cramming everything in here so that I'd have more space on these shelves. But here we've got 2 R.F. Kuang books. We've got Yellowface and Babel. Obviously Yellowface doesn't really fit here, but I did want to put it, oh my god, I can't get anything out of this shelf. They're very lodged in here, but this is the special edition of Yellowface that has the like little just like typewriter keys on the edge. We'll leave that in there, but we've got the 2 Travis Baldree books. We've got Legends and Lattes and Bookshops and Bone Dust. And then here we have like a sci-fi type fantasy stack. Meet Me in Another Life at the top here that you can't really see. This one I have not heard anyone talk about, but I really loved it as like a romantic time travel story. Then we've got a couple of like duos, I guess. We've got the first 2 books in the Sleeping Giant series by Sylvain Neuvel. We've got 2 TJ Klunes. We've got the first 2 books in the Alice series by Christina Henry, and then we've got the start of a bunch of series. This one I'm not continuing on with, but One Dark Window and Caraval I did medium enjoy. Then obviously, as you can see here, we have the ACOTAR series with a little jellycat and a little crochet dinosaur on top for kind of no reason. And then here we have, it was initially translated fiction, and then it kind of moved into just also other short books, and then it moved into like short story collections, and then it moved into 2 books that I didn't have anywhere else to put. We've got The Nightingale and The Circle on top there. But highlights from here are probably Kim Jong-born 1982 and Convenient Store Woman over here, which is another one of my faves. We've also got Bunny down there as well. For no reason, it just needed a place to go, I can't lie. So Bunny's there, even though it's horror, but like I guess I could pull it off as like sci-fi-esque fiction if I really stretched it. And then this bottom shelf, I will move you down slightly because you can't really see. So here we do have a coaster because I do sit here on my beanbag, is usually here when I read. This bottom shelf is just kind of excess TBR, and I've also got a puzzle down here, so ignore that. But this is my YA shelf, which is actually getting really full. It wasn't at first, but now I've just kind of finished off a couple of YA series that I've really enjoyed, and they've ended up down here. So first we've got a graphic novel. This isn't really YA, but it just kind of needed a place to go. We've got 2 books here. They're only here because they're super tall, but I did enjoy both of these. Then You've Reached Sam, which I did love. I really did enjoy this one. And then we've got the Illuminae series, which is, oh, potentially, you know what I'm going to say, it's my favourite YA series. It's a mixed media sci-fi YA book, and it's so much fun. All 3 of them I really, really love, and I really can't wait to reread them as well. So they are there. Then we've got the entire Shatter Me series, of course. And then we have a couple of books. We've got The Giver. I read the rest of the series but didn't enjoy it, but I did like having the first because it's kind of like a modern children's classic. The Maze Runner. And then we've got the Natural series, which I absolutely adore. This is the one that I was kind of debating between saying was my favourite, but I do think Illuminae just pulls ahead. But I love the Natural series. It's such a fun time. So we've got all 4 here that I've read. The Inheritance Games, which I didn't love quite as much, but I do want to carry on with the series. One of Us Is Lying. I don't love it, but it was a fun time. The first 2 books, The Good Girl's Guide to Murder series, because my friend has the 3rd. 5 Survive, which I did enjoy more than most people. And I've also got the reappearance of Rachel Price, which I actually really liked. And I've got the Waterstones edition of this one too. And it's like got the signature on the front, and it's got the cool little special first edition dust jacket. So that's my last special edition on these shelves, and my last book on these shelves actually. So that is my entire main bookshelf, I guess. And then we can move on to my little romance shelf as well. Hello, welcome back to round 2. This is my little romance bookshelf. So yeah, let's just get straight into it, I guess. This bottom shelf that you can't see does just have TBR, and then when we move down, this one also is just TBR, this little bit here. But first up, we have 2 Connie Hoover books. I have enjoyed some, I haven't enjoyed others. I don't feel strongly about her the way a lot of people do, but this is my special edition of It Ends With Us. I just felt very personally connected to the book, so I did want to have like a nice little white special edition, and it's got a little quote on the front as well. So I do like like having that. Then we've got It Starts With Us there too. I didn't like It Starts With Us as much, but I thought it matched, which was nice, so I have them there together. Then here I have Funny Story. This is the Waterstones edition with the ombre edge, and this one is also signed by Emily Henry here, which is fun. And I'm actually going to change these around whilst we're here, just because I don't know if you can see, but the top half is getting like more bleached than the bottom, just because when it is above here, that part sticks out and I think gets bleached by the sun. So I'm not going to be keeping it that way around for much longer. I don't think this version is signed, but this is Happy Place, which is one of my favourite books ever. So I'm going to put this one here, and then I'm going to use Funny Story here to like block it off. There we go. Now she's safe and secure in there. So we have my other Emily Henrys. I really love these two. I didn't love this one quite as much. Then we have my Ali Hazelwoods. I've read all of them besides Not in Love, but I love this trilogy especially, even though they're like not really a trilogy, but they're kind of interlinked. We've got The Rule Book by Sarah Adams, which I loved, Every Summer After, Someone in Time, which is very underrated like short story collection of time travel romances. Love that. Red, White and Royal Blue I loved as well. And then we've got my little special edition of Jane Austen, like all her books, just there on my romance shelf, straight next to Red, White and Royal Blue, which I do love to see. And then here we've got some other kind of favourite authors all together. We've got my two Elisa Sussmans, which everyone doesn't love as much as I do. These are two of my favourite romance books ever, and I feel like I'm in a minority there. I know a lot of people enjoyed this one, but a lot of people didn't enjoy the second one, which I did, if not more than the first one. I loved both of those. They were exceptional in my opinion. Then we have the entire Magnolia Park series in the traditional original covers, of course. I expect nothing less from myself. It's like one of my favourite series ever. I adore it so much. Then we got Christina Lauren, kind of going in order of how much I enjoyed them besides this one, which I hated. I hated Love and Other Words. That was a 2-star for me. And then True Love Experiment I loved, Summer Equation, Honey Don't This I loved, Unhoneymooners was okay, Josh and Hazel's Guide to Not Dating was okay, and then I haven't read Something Wilder. We do have the Chestnut Springs series here, Missing Powerless, because I am reading that this month, so it's on my TBR shelf. And then we have 3 of my Abby Jimenez books. These are all 5 stars pretty much. I think this might have been a 4.75, but like that was just me being way too harsh. They're 5 stars. This is one of my favourite books of the year so far. Absolutely love her writing. So moving down, so this is my kind of just additional romance shelf, I guess. Obviously, as I mentioned, we have TBR here, and then we just have some other romances that I did enjoy, but not quite as much as these two. I'm not going to talk about everything, but some highlights from this shelf. I guess I really did enjoy Honey and Spice, Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo and Daisy Jones and the Six, obviously, and then Dead Romantics and If This Gets Out. If This Gets Out is like a boy band YA romance with 2 boys in the same band, and that was excellent. I really enjoyed that. But yeah, that concludes us off. So this is my final little romance shelf. I'm not going to give an overview of this one, by the way, because you can literally like see it all in one go as I zoom it out now. But yeah, here is your overview. You can literally like see the whole thing. Anyway, but yeah, that is my bookshelf tour. I really hope you guys did enjoy. Please ignore my clean washing on this little beanbag. I didn't know you could see that. But yeah, I really hope you guys did enjoy the bookshelf tour. I should be getting new bookshelves towards the end of the year, hopefully. I do need more space, but it's a small room in terms of like actual wall space. But yeah, I really hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, don't forget to give it a like below, and don't forget to hit subscribe and turn the bell if you want to, and then you can join our little club to be notified every single time I post a new video. If you got this far, leave like a book stack emoji. We did a solid like bookshelf related video, so I think a book stack emoji is appropriate, but leave that down below if you got this far. And yeah, if you want to watch my other videos, there'll be 2 on screen now to pick from, as well as they're linked up in the cards from earlier. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye!